Have you ever come out of a yoga session, a Pilates session, or even a massage and didn't quite hit the spot and you wish you just had this medieval stretching rack that could just stretch you out? Well, I'm here on the parade in Norwood and I've found a place that does just that, the StretchLab. So let's go and see the girls have a stretch.
So I'm Adriana. I'm the owner of StretchLab. I brought StretchLab over to Adelaide. StretchLab is actually American. It's been around America for years. There's over about 350 studios over there. But a group of guys brought it over to Australia and they opened the first one in Perth about 2 years ago. So I love the concept because my background is exercise physiology and I'm also an athlete. So I'm an amateur boxer and last year I competed in the Masters game and Queen of the Ring tournament for South Australia, so that was cool. So the main reason why people would stretch is to increase their mobility and their range of movement so that just general activities are easier, like reaching forward, bending down to the floor, but also for recovery if you're an athlete, to prevent injuries if you're a kid playing lots of sports, general sort of circulation, just feeling good, moving better. We're the only StretchLab in Adelaide, so I'm actually getting people from everywhere come in. A lot of workers from the city who come by on their way home, people from all over the place. We've actually got people as far as Mount Gambier who every time they come to Adelaide, they pop into the studio and have a stretch. The thing I love about it is that it's really for everyone. So we get professional athletes come in, we get a lot of office workers who've got postural issues. We have a lot of like the early retiree group who people noticing that as they get older their mobility's decreasing. So we'll talk to people when they come in, get a sense of what's going on for that person. So what their job is, what their leisure activities are, and that sort of gives us a good idea what might be happening in that person's body. But we do have a MAPS assessment machine. So we get people to do an overhead squat and our technology actually maps them biomechanically. So it tells us, it looks at all their joints, it looks at what areas mobilizing as well as they could be. It looks at their posture and their symmetry and their muscle activation. And that sort of gives us a bit of a baseline for where we actually start with someone.
So with your score, you scored about 48 over 100. And with your mobility, with your shoulders, you're just slightly restricted in your shoulders, so your elbows might be tilting a little bit. And with your ankles, there might be slight restriction in your left ankle there. And your activation was you're just leaning towards one side. Posture as well, so you're tilting towards one side and you're just hovering onto one leg more than the other, might be due to injury.
Then we get them onto our benches, we give them a stretch, so either 25 minutes or 50 minutes. And from that, we actually use that time to assess them at the same time. So we look at where those muscular imbalances are and the areas where their range of movement's lacking. And then when they come back again, we individualise the time that we have with them on those specific areas to try and make some change. So assisted stretching that we do here, you actually stretch a lot further than what you can yourself by having someone else do it. But we work on a neuromuscular level. So we do what's called proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So it's probably the most gold standard or evidence-based way of stretching because we do actually create permanent changes in muscle length. Chosen Norwood because I love the parade. I get a really good positive vibe from it. We've got the Norwood Footy Club, which is just great for the community, a lot of gyms, a lot of health practitioners around, lots of offices, lots of awesome places to eat. So yeah, I just feel really positive about Norwood. And I really think this is a concept that benefit so many different people. So you definitely don't have to be an athlete to come in here and you don't have to have a good level of mobility or good knowledge about exercise or fitness or anything like that. We work with so many different people and work towards so many different goals.
So I feel absolutely incredible after that. I didn't even know that I was holding any tension in my body and in my muscles until they started stretching me around, and now I just feel so loose. So come on down to Norwood, down to the parade, see the girls in the StretchLab. Phew!